We're going to pick up our van!
Whoa, what's going on?
Actually, so many things happened today. Number one, we are going into a third effing lockdown here in Ontario, and we've had enough of this, so we're going to pick up our van. That's all I'm gonna say. You wanna add anything?
Let's go.
Hold up. Let's rewind this a little bit.
No, we're not turning into a van life channel. To be honest, we were just kind of gonna sneak the van in and not even tell anyone, because it really is just a way for us to get around during COVID.
So a little bit about what's happening here in Ontario. Our province keeps going in and out of lockdowns or shutdowns or different variations of a lockdown. And it's been really difficult to maintain any sort of plans because of that. The other part of this is that we have not been able to see Andy's family for a very, very long time because they're out in BC. So the van came out of us talking about road tripping out to see them. Initially it started with, you know, we're just gonna take my car out there. We realized it's probably not the greatest idea.
So the problem really is the planning. As you guys who have followed along have noticed, we've been canceled 3 times already for camping.
Possibly a 4th.
Possibly a 4th. And we are afraid that as we're traveling through the provinces, things may change and we would end up being stranded in the car. So yeah, we talked about a bunch of different scenarios, taking Tia's car, renting an actual RV, renting just a car, and then when it came down to it, none of the price points made any sense. So we were going to buy just like a Grand Caravan, so that, you know, worst case scenario, we make it there and back, and then we sell the car for scraps for like $200-300 bucks, and we would actually still save money. But then this opportunity came up, fell right in our budget, so we just pulled the trigger.
So this works perfectly for us. As Andy mentioned, we are not becoming a full-time van life channel. We're doing a very basic build here, and the idea is that as we're driving across the provinces or across Canada, we can just pull over onto Crown land and sleep in the back of the van. We don't have to worry about making reservations at campgrounds and having them canceled and not knowing what to do. So now that you're all caught up, a little bit about our upcoming trip. Our dates of when we leave are not finalized. They were finalized, but then because of the lockdown, we're gonna have to kind of shift a little bit, which is fine. But the plan is that at some point at the end of this month, we are going to hop in this van and basically drive from here in Kitchener-Waterloo all the way to Vancouver, British Columbia. It's about 4,000 kilometers to get from here to there, and we are going to take our time doing it. We're going to take approximately 12 days, at least that's the plan, and we're going to stop at, you know, wherever we can, really. So we're going to bring you guys along with us on that adventure, but the first part of that is finishing this van build. Anything else to add?
Nope.
All right, so now that you're all caught up, let's get back into it.
Hi, Tia. Okay, I just drove the van back to the house, and it's Tia's turn to go get some gas at Costco, and she is driving like she's driving for the first time ever. You know, like when you're a teenager and you're driving, she's going like 80 kilometers an hour and just like, why doesn't this car move the way I want it to move?
It's really slow to react, okay? It's not like driving my Jetta.
Yes. Yep. And we also discovered that it's extremely loud in here without sound deadener, so thank God we bought some of that. Yeah, honestly, the van drives great. I'm so excited.
I don't know how I'm gonna make it through a roundabout to the gas station.
Oh yeah, so she's very, very concerned about roundabouts. Let's not tell her about hills.
Hello future, Andy. You made a great decision, says past Andy.
Well, we officially picked up our van yesterday after all the hype and extra weeks of waiting.
Yeah, I don't think it was overhyped at all. The van is amazing. It's immaculate.
So now begins 3 weeks of intense cleaning and building.
Yep, the first thing to do is make it so that I don't die of asthma. Because apparently as I grow older, the one affliction I picked up is extra sensitivity to dust. And it is dusty in there.
All right, take us on a tour.
Okay, so here is our beloved 2005 GMC Savannah. This thing's got 227,000 kilometers on it, which is really, really low for a van. And mostly it's just a van. Like, you got the cab, you got the front. And today the project is to clean all this out. And now for the thing that everybody buys a van for, the empty space.
Not so empty right now, picked up some wood, but this is going to be our home on wheels. There's gonna be a bed there and some storage here, and the bikes will go here. And that's about it.
Very exciting.
If you enjoy our content and want to keep following along in our adventures, please give us a big thumbs up on this video and consider subscribing to our channel.
Hello, regular camera. Right now, we are both piling into the van to clean it. I have a pro tip for everyone. Okay, automotive cleaner or carpet shampoo is extremely expensive. It's way more expensive than your regular carpet shampoo, but it's the same thing. So, squirty body with the
Squirty body?
Yeah, squirty body, because it's a squirt bottle.
Squirt bottle?
This is just the normal amount of cleaner that it's the right ratio that the cleaner bottle says, and then just squirt it onto here and then scrub it, and it works perfectly well, just extracting it with a wet microfiber. So,
Alright,
pro tip.
show us how it's done, Andy.
Alright, so I'm going to do it on this piece right here, because this is the piece. So another thing that happens is, look, it gets everywhere. So I take the towel, put it underneath, squirt it, full of the product, the solution, just a small amount at a time, and then I rub it in, and I take my scrubby, different directions. It's slow going. And then, after some intense scrubbing, I get a, whoops. That's okay, it's a cargo van. Wet towel, and again. And that's it. And you can look at the difference. This is not just because of wet. It's not just because it's wet. It's actually getting all the gunk out. And you can see that from the water, which is gray and disgusting. So, pro tip.
There's seriously so much grime. Look at this. Look at that. Do you see that difference where I've wiped and where I haven't wiped? This is what the whole front looks like right now. And this is why we are cleaning.
Going out on a limb here, this is what 17 years of grime looks like.
I'm sure it was cleaned at least once in 17 years. I hope it was. But it's gonna be spotless when we're done with it.
Yeah.
So the back windows here have black spray paint on them because this was used as a cargo van prior to when we bought it. We obviously want to be able to see out the back windows because we want it to be like homey. So I need to scrape all this stuff off.
All right, beer break. Like we suspected, a ton to do. It's been a couple of hours. We're still not done with the cab. It's extremely mucky. We've washed it in total probably 3 times, and I'm still going at it with another time. All right, we thought we're gonna have to remove the floor because it's very rusty under there, and it's pretty gross. Let me show you why. So, in cars, this thing is called a deadener. It stops all the rattling, and this is damp, and this is bare metal. So, we really need to get this floor out. We were gonna keep this because it was keeping all the noise out, but we're gonna get rid of it and fix the rust, because my God, that's a lot of rust.
It's really gross. It's not good at all. But we already planned for this anyway. We thought we'd have to rip out the floor, and we are planning to put 1/4-inch plywood down before we do our actual flooring on the van. So this is at least within budget and not that big of a surprise. It's just really gross.
Okay, this is not rusted through. That's a win, actually. Now, one thing, even though that is gross, do not throw it out, because at some point you might need a stencil for the outlines, and this is perfect. They fit perfectly in here. Perfect stencil.
Day 1 of 3 weeks complete. We actually got a shit ton done today. What did we do?
We basically stripped down and washed the van. We got the cab completely done, and well, at least all the stuff that is falling off should be done too.
Wait, the cab though had about like 5 pounds of dust and muck on it that it had to be wiped down. How many times? 4?
5 times.
5 times. 5 times!
Let's go take a look actually.
Alright, let's go.
Look at the cab. Okay, the seats are still a tad wet, so
You're just sitting on a wet seat.
no, it's not that wet, but smell it, babe.
It smells fresh.
So that carpet cleaner trick with the squirty body.
Wow, honestly, this looks like a new freaking cab here.
Yeah.
Like everything is so clean and shiny.
Yeah, we put a little bit of a McGuire's like plastic thingy on there. First, there's the steering wheel. This is actually very sensitive. When I was wiping it, it was like burr, burr, burr.
Our neighbors were like staring.
Yeah, and look, just everything is, it's just clean. You don't end up with all this gunk on your hands when you touch it. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
All right, guys, that wraps up our day 1. We need to go in and take a shower and cook dinner and eat because it's been a long day.
So tomorrow is gonna be finishing the back, hopefully. So all that rust tomorrow should be done.
It'll be painted. You won't see it anymore. And then we can start building and putting the wiring and doing everything else. All right, Tia and Andy, out.